Hello, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Amitha Balachandra. Now, before we go into our topic for the day, I want to give you a quick update on the meeting that happened today in the seventh round of meeting between farmers and the government. It seems to have ended in a stalemate yet again. Remember, for the seventh time, Center is meeting with the farmer unions, and this is the update that's coming in the Times of India, which basically says that the government wants unions to raise specific issues in the three farm laws, but the unions are saying that unless and until farm laws are actually repealed, they will not continue, they will not stop protesting and they will continue to protest. The next meeting is on the 8th of January, and we'll bring you continuous updates on this story as well. But today we're going to be focusing on bird flu scare. The reason we're bringing this up is because several states are gripped with bird flu scare. Basically, the bird flu virus, also called avian influenza, has now been detected in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, and Kerala. Reports have now said that more than 250 crows have been found dead in Rajasthan. To give you an update from Kerala, there are reports of ducks being dropping dead in some districts, and about 1,800 migratory birds in Himachal Pradesh have also been found dead. The center has now issued an alert to different states saying that samples need to be collected from areas wherever there is this is reported, and some states have also called for an emergency meeting. So, what we're going to try and do today is try and understand this bird flu virus. What is it really? How is it transmissible to humans, and whether we should be worried at all? I have with me joining me right now is JM Kataria, who is a former director of Central Avian Research Institute from Bareilly, UP. Mr. Kataria, thank you so much for making time and giving us time to explain to us what the virus really is. Because the center has currently issued an alert to different states. If you can first
Okay.
of all explain the virus to us and how worried we should be.
Okay. So, thank you very much for calling me for this interview. And as you made a point that I should explain what is this virus and how it is going on. So, the avian influenza virus is an RNA virus, and definitely there are many types. They start from H1 to H10, sorry, H16, and N1 to N10. So these two of the proteins, H and N, which decide the types. Now, after the first report of 2006, that is in Nandurbar, Maharashtra, this disease has been striking our poultry and other birds on every winter, almost every winter. Maybe some winter, one or two winter might have gone unaffected, but otherwise in winter it comes. And what is happening? There are, as I said, there are many H type, 1 to H16. So out of these, H5 is highly pathogenic. We call this highly pathogenic avian influenza, HIAP, highly pathogenic, HPAI, and less pathogenic LPAI. Then others are there, like H9 is there, many more. But H5 is definitely highly pathogenic, and sometimes some of the strains of H7 have been found highly pathogenic. So this is the thing you might have seen. This is an RNA virus. After 2006, it is continuously evolving. That is the nature of this virus. We have been listening to the corona.
Mm.
By the time vaccine came, a variant has come. So this is one of the peculiar example where RNA virus, some of the RNA virus, they get mutated, they evolve, they change their character. This is the case with avian influenza. It goes on changing. When it was isolated in 2006 and subsequent years, it went on changing. Many types have come up after 2006. So again, in winter, this comes because, due to migratory birds, this is one of the source which comes. And many more other things are there with that, like the mechanical carrier also there. Along with that, it can come. Please.
But you mentioned that H5 and H7 are highly pathogenic because H5N1, for instance, is the most common bird flu. But what's been found in Kerala is H5N8. Explain to us how dangerous these strains are and how worrying should it be, if at all.
Yeah, as I said, H5 is highly pathogenic. Now, when we isolated in 2006, it was H5N1.
Hmm.
Now, last year, what we got H5N8, even this time also.
Yes.
So, that is how it is changing.
Hmm.
And whatever we are saying, it is a mutated form, and the pathogenicity is not, reducing. It is all maintained, you can say, because it is causing high mortality.
And how, if you can also explain to us how this is transmissible to humans?
You say H5, in many countries, it has been reported that it goes to the human being,
Hmm.
but not in India. Not in India so far, a
Okay.
single case has been reported. But the thing is that because virus, they need some receptor, protein receptors in our throat, nasal sinus, where they can attach. So this H5, which comes from birds, human beings are not having that susceptibility to those viruses. But whenever there is a long and close contact with the virus, it gets adapted. It goes into the human being. Otherwise, the way it causing high mortality in birds, poultry particularly, it is not affecting the human beings.
Hmm.
This has not happened in India, but in many countries it has happened. But if you see, the fatality rate is very, very low. But there is a chance if it mutate, it gets adapted to human being also, then there will be a, like another pandemic. But with God's
So,
sake, it is
for
not
now,
happening.
but with the reports that have emerged right now in different states like, Rajasthan or Kerala,
Mhm.
and the
Madhya
fact that
Pradesh.
they've also sent Madhya Pradesh also, that they've sent these samples now, and they found at least four samples in Kerala, for instance, in two districts, which have the virus. So, if you can tell us, then is it too soon to, predict what's going to happen, or whether we should be worried or not? Because you said so far till now, there's not been even one case of it being transmissible to humans in India.
No, you say anything can happen until unless we examine. It has not happened so far. So
Hmm.
we can expect it will, for God's sake, it will not happen. But we have to identify, characterize the virus types and susceptibility of human being as well for this virus.
Okay. And
Hmm.
also, if you can tell us what steps should different states take, for instance, because we've seen, at least in Kerala, in successive years, multiple outbreaks. Like, for instance, in 2014 or 2016, should different states take different steps, and what precautions should be taken?
Yeah, you see, it depends. It depends on the environment and how
Hmm.
they are kept. Like you said, in Kerala, it is the ducks which are affected.
Yes.
So the because ducks goes to the pond, water bodies they goes, and it can remain in cold water for quite sufficient time. So they have to keep the birds in the wards and not to allow them to go to the open in the water bodies, and follow strict biosecurity measures. Means no movement from outside. The attenders should be within the limit. They should not go to the market because they can spread, or they can also bring something from outside also. So this type of biosecurity, movement, and disinfection of the premises, around the premises, that is
Hmm.
very important.
And the fact that now the center is sounded an alert in different states, is enough being done by the government, at least, because there are cases reported in certain states right now. There is more information that needs to be brought out because the center has said that send your samples and then we'll see. But is enough being done by the government?
Yeah, because you see that now I am not in the active job. I don't know what is happening, but I have seen that immediately whenever there is an outbreak in state, all the state governments, they have been given this power to form the RRT, rapid response teams, and
Hmm.
immediately they start collecting the samples, observing the biosecurity, briefing the farmers for the biosecurity, and they are giving all the help which can be given by the state.
Okay, so basically you said that H5 and H7 are highly pathogenic, and right now we're looking at H5 because different strains. You said that for now we don't have to worry because there is no a virus that's been detected in human beings, at least transmitted to human beings, at least so far in India, and
Yeah.
it's too soon to sort of say whether that's going to happen.
No, no, we cannot say anything.
Okay.
We
All right.
can only hope. By seeing the past, we can hope that it does not go to the human. But screening is more important. Screening of the sample is more important, particularly the birds, the farms, and their attenders who are attending where it has come. They should also be screened.
Okay,
They should be
screening of
examined
attenders and
physically. Okay.
okay, screening of attenders and disinfecting areas where this has happened. Of course, for now, we know that the center has sounded an alert to different states, and the states which have detected this at least is Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, and two districts in Kerala. We'll see how this pans out, and we'll bring you regular updates. Mr. Kataria, thank you so much for joining us, and for viewers who are watching, thank you for watching.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.